Welcome to Red Light, Green Light, the podcast where you'll hear from industry leaders in science, technology, and innovation about the power of strategic storytelling. With decades of experience, our guests will share their own insights and real-world stories to help you avoid red light barriers and ignite green light solutions. From the Zoom room to the boardroom. In each episode, we'll corkscrew downward into the guests' personal experiences of challenge and success, highlighting strategies that turn complex ideas into clear, compelling storylines for stakeholders. Here is where expert minds share stories that shape the future. What's more, you'll walk away with tips to try immediately to drive the vision of innovation with your team. Here is where expert minds share stories that shape the future. What's more, you'll walk away with tips to try immediately that drive the vision of innovation with your team. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our next episode of Red Light, Green Light. I'm your host, Cindy Skalicki, and I bring every week to all of you an expert who has done some pretty amazing work in his or her field. And today we come in and talk about stories and storytelling when it comes to hard to understand topics. And I have a guest for you today. Today, I bring to you Sridharan Muthuswamy. Sridharan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cindy. Hello, everyone.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you. Sridharan is the Senior Director, Seasoned Technology Leader, and Principal Architect at one of the leading global technology companies and has brought to us some really interesting storylines. And in my conversations with him so far, I just thought he would be a really interesting guest to bring to all of you so you can hear his journey. So Sridharan, one of the things that I noticed when we first met is that you started out near or at Virginia Tech, which is a gorgeous university. We were actually just there last fall with one of our kids on a college tour. So tell us how you've arrived at the place you're in now for your career after starting everything at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, thanks, Cindy. So I joined Virginia Tech as a PhD student at
Okay.
the Mobile Portable Radio Research Group, and did some exciting work on cooperative diversity in wireless systems. But it was short-lived due to several constraints, predominantly constraints, that I ended up at Qualcomm for my first job as a research engineer, working on their 3G stack.
Oh.
And I didn't like the big corporate setting at Qualcomm, so I got an opportunity to move to a startup at Aruba Networks. That's where my Silicon Valley stint started. And I've been with Aruba Networks, Infoblox, another startup, Vibe Coders, acquired by Dell Labs. So a range of startups working on embedded systems, different roles like quality control, automation developer, and a tech lead, all the way to a senior manager in one of the startups in 2015, which debunked. It was funded by a Virginia Tech investor.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Several issues, that kind of, I was a founding engineer there, that didn't take off. And so until then, I was into cellular systems, Wi-Fi systems, embedded software development, networking. This was my area of focus. And after that startup failed, I took a step back and wanted to do something different. And I came across a course, Stanford professor Andrew Ng. Machine learning.
Machine learning.
Machine learning, yeah. So that kind of opened doors for me. Most of the concepts that tied back to my master's and PhD research. And I decided to change direction,
Okay.
and I joined consulting.
Okay.
Because all the product companies, I was like in a more siloed, one product, some features for the product kind of a thing, as versus a consulting where you get to work with a set of large global tech leaders, clients, right? Different
Yes.
different
Yes.
technologies.
What year
That's
would this be, Sridharan? Like around, is this like 5 years
2016.
ago?
2016.
2016? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I joined there as a chief architect,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been helping a lot of organizations
Mm-hmm.
adopt machine learning, AI,
Mm-hmm.
ML,
Mm-hmm.
in different roles, like in pre-sales, uh, as an architect, as an advisor, um, and starting with AI, ML, and
Mm-hmm.
then more recently, like with generative AI
Okay.
and
Yeah.
agentic AI.
Well,
So
we need.
that's kind of my journey,
Okay.
and partly it's all through trial and error, because
Sure.
when I started, I wanted to be an embedded expert,
Okay.
and once I got into the technology, it was more of very core skills that's
Mm-hmm.
tied to niche
Mm-hmm.
kind of engineering problem,
Okay.
portable. But I
Okay.
wanted to not a generalist, but
Mm-hmm.
one that has a broader expertise that can benefit industry wide and enterprise wide.
Okay.
So that's the reason I left my daily coding job to do something that I'm really passionate about, and that is to build solutions, build innovations,
Mm-hmm.
and help customers achieve their objectives. Uh,
Fantastic.
yeah,
It sounds
that
like,
led to here. Yeah, very happy.
yeah. Yeah, that's great. Well, it sounds like there was, as most of us have had, for me, for sure, trial and error in terms of the roles you've tried, and then finding your zone and your areas of real excitement and passion. I have a question about that because I know that a lot of our audience members listening and a lot of the folks that we work with, we help them go from from lab to lead, right? So how do you go from the lab to the leadership role after being in the tech space and the nitty gritty, if you are using fancy words like me right now, right? When you go from the coding and the zeros and ones into the leadership, can you look back and tell us a couple of your kind of key accomplishments in that area or others that you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, I give you a little perspective going back to my startup days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so at startups, you pretty much have to do everything, like the
Mm-hmm.
multiple ownerships, right?
Yes,
As a
totally.
full engineer, you have to be working directly with the sales leadership, working with the product management, working with
Mm-hmm.
customers, and all of that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the kind of the training ground for me.
Okay.
So what I was doing in a corner coding, of course, contributing to the product
Mm-hmm.
without a clear vision of what the product
Mm. Okay.
was.
Yeah.
Just understanding it from requirements. Somebody wrote, somebody filtered it for me,
Hmm.
uh, as versus hearing it directly from the customer that what they want, right? So
That's
that
great.
changed
Yeah.
my perspective. So
Totally. I
yeah,
can
I was at
totally
Sri
see that.
Lanka for
Mm-hmm.
a customer, Dialogue Axiata. It's a large service provider, cellular service
Mm-hmm.
provider. I was in their data center
Okay.
uh, that serves the entire Sri Lankan population, right? And
Yes.
that was an eye-opening experience for me. Moving from the so-called lab, which is
Mm-hmm.
like stacked away in some corner of your organization, some cube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was being in a paradise, I would say,
Right.
right? So
Well,
where
yeah.
you can actually see all the switches making noises, which
Yes.
are basically calls being routed through the data center.
Yes. Yes.
That's the
That makes
reality. Yeah.
perfect sense. Yes. I mean, I can absolutely see, having done a lot of early work for On Point, we worked a ton with early stage and mid stage startup founders, pitching investment and building that small team amongst themselves. And you're totally right. I had never really thought of it that way before, but how much exposure you would get to all the systems of the business that you would not have access to in a large organization. It must have taught you new things quickly so that you could, and iteratively, right? You could fix things that were not smooth faster for greater benefit sooner. And therefore, you probably cut your teeth on some management styles and leadership styles in that experience. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yeah. That on top of that, I still operate like, any project as a lab project. So we start
Okay.
with proof of concept,
Mm-hmm.
small team,
Mm-hmm.
to 5-member team, work directly with the customer, understand the business requirements,
Mm-hmm.
and filter it into a set of requirements, technology requirements,
Mm-hmm.
and that product vision to a
Mm-hmm.
technology,
Mm-hmm.
and then show the proof of concept a couple of weeks or like
Yep.
not more than 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and take that to a larger scale.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely. That
so
makes a
that's
lot of sense.
the leadership, lab to leadership kind of
Mm-hmm.
vision.
Yeah.
And when you do this across multiple projects, multiple industries,
Mm-hmm.
that essentially, the leadership kind of a vision,
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely.
it always starts at the lab level.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you have to try it out. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I love it. Hey, listeners, super quick station break question for you. Have you ordered your copy of my new best-selling book, Red Light, Green Light? Check it out. Grab your copy today at onpoint-communications.com/book. And now back to the show. Well, you've had a huge expanse of time that you've been able to work in the technology and in different types of technology and in different types of companies. What is one of your, projects or wins that you've had that most excites you when you look back over the years so far? Is there, I often ask clients, like, give me a win, right? Something exciting that's happened in the last month, year, whatever it is. What's something that you look back on and you're like, that was one of my favorite or one of our best pieces of work?
Yeah. So there's like every project that I do, there's some kind of a win. We always have
Mm-hmm.
to
Of
win, right?
course, sure. Mm-hmm.
There's a recent project that we did in partnership with Google. So I work with a lot of these global tech leaders
Okay.
and hyperscalers like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, through partnerships that already exist with my company,
Okay.
they'll
Got it.
leverage it for the technical
Sure.
solution.
Mm-hmm.
So we built a market research intelligence tool
Okay.
for one of the large automakers in partnership with Google.
Okay.
And it was a 12 weeks project, like a lab project, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was this too many people, trying to cook a recipe kind of a situation.
Too many cooks in the kitchen?
Yeah. So there was the Google, they bought the entire muscle power, right? So they had the architects,
Sure.
they had the cloud architect. So it was Google funded.
Mm-hmm.
They had a huge stake in it. And, it was, um, you know, infra,
Okay.
a business case. I'm just saying the automaker name because it's
Mm-hmm.
already out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, so this actually was featured as a case study in Google Next 2025.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So the exciting thing was 8 weeks into the project, with a whole lot of people trying to cook everything, right?
Sure. Right.
It was not going in the right direction, but we had to complete in 12 weeks because we had a strict delivery.
Okay.
So we, I joined. I got from 20,000 foot away to back to my the lab uh,
Mm-hmm.
field level.
Yeah.
So I was looking at this project, overseeing this from a 20,000 foot away.
Yeah,
Then
sure.
I kind of got on the ground, hands on, and I took charge of this project, and actually started writing the prompts and everything. So the core of that solution, which is the prompt engineering, of course,
Yep.
with Google's SMEs giving
Mm-hmm.
their knowledge of what the multimodal LLM, which was the hot topic back then last year.
Sure. Yep.
Use that, leverage that, and build the solution. The lab proof of concept.
Yeah.
The mini proof of concept
Okay.
within the 12 weeks, right?
Fantastic.
Got into the project, and we had our team, anchored to that. And then once that was proved, then Google took a step back.
Okay.
Did like interfere in our thing because they got the confidence that we can take this forward, right?
Good. That's
And
great.
we never thought that this would be such big of a deal, because after this product was completed, it got traction all the way to the chief product officer at the automaker.
Oh, nice. Well done. That's a huge win. 100%.
That's a huge win in a way.
That's a huge win. And the ability to come in partway through and see from a 20,000 foot level, what's going on with this engine, so to speak. Where are the gears feeling stuck? What can I do to come down, parachute in onto the ground level, and crank a few things up this way or that way and make really formidable change happen so that you get the results for your clients that you want, or you get to the end of the phase of this particular lab test that you need to do for the organization. So that's a huge one. And I can imagine and I can hear that you garnered a lot of trust and confidence from others in doing this. And that's not easy. That means you have, that means you were definitely in your zone of brilliance with that particular project. Because when somebody comes in, if the Titanic is sinking and someone can bring in the right bolt and fix it right away, and it takes them 10 seconds, what's the value of that? Astronomical, right? And so you don't, we don't want to be short-sighted about that. That's great. Fantastic.
That's one of the stories that I know that quickly came to mind.
Yeah.
But every project has its own story, but this is the one that
that's a big one.
crossed my mind.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Sridharan, looking ahead 12 months, in the future, or maybe further even beyond that, what's on your mind, either personally, professionally, and as you look ahead at your career where you are now and where you'd like to go next? What's on the horizon for you? Do you know yet?
Yeah. So I keep reflecting back on, where I am and what, I can bring to the table,
Mm-hmm.
as versus how people look at me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when I lead projects from an oversight,
Mm-hmm.
like I was talking about 20,000 feet away,
Yeah.
um, and still have things moving, which of course depends on how you staff your team.
Yeah, a lot of factors.
Yeah,
Yes.
which I don't have direct control with right now.
Mm-hmm.
But me coming down to the field level to solve problems is not a scalable model.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
my leadership looks at me, they kind of elevate that aspect of my skill set,
Yep.
and more emphasize on technical problem solving as versus strategic and vision.
Right.
Right. So, what through reflection I found is I want to, fix this problem,
Mm-hmm.
which I can do as an executive, like at a
Mm-hmm.
CXO
Okay.
level, right? Because
Fantastic.
I do not have the authority and the means to
Yeah,
fix all these
I see.
system issues.
Sure.
My um, principal architects and individual
Mm-hmm.
level.
Sure. That makes
So
sense.
I'm looking to, position myself, my brand,
Mm-hmm.
CXO role next.
Mm-hmm. Great.
That'll give me a lot of confidence and
Yes.
level, and
Yes.
also the authority to
Yep.
bring change.
Yeah.
So that we can accelerate a lot of these adoption, AI, cloud adoption, and bring real proof of value and measurable
Right.
business outcomes for our customers.
Fantastic. That's great. And
What I'm looking for,
mhm.
in the immediate future.
Good. Yes, I can imagine that you'd like to duplicate people who know how to go down to the ground level like you did so that they can, you can have there's a training element to all leaders who are going to be, moving upward toward decision making zones and having that authority. It also means you want to try to seep into the groundwater, so to speak, some of the ways that you see problems and how you solve them and how to sort of embolden your team underneath you to know what kinds of steps they can take to behave in ways that are going to move the team down the field together as a unit and feel inspired and motivated about it. That's some of the thoughts just coming to mind. Have you had,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Are you, does that excite you in terms of being an inspiring, motivating force for a team? What do you feel about that part of the role? Because it is one of the things that leaders sometimes don't remember that they all need to do, right? It's like, oh, now I have to be kind of a cheerleader and a visionary. How does that sit with you?
That's a great question, Cindy, and I have a personal touch to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, as much as I want to do, system level and system like enterprise wide, industry wide, the executive level strategy and decision making that impacts a whole organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to personal levels, I am a mentor to my kids.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
So
Yeah.
I groom my 7-year-old. I mean, he's 8 now. He just turned 8.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter, who's like 18, 19, she still needs some guidance.
Sure.
So when I need to talk to them, I need to be at ground level, right? At
Right.
the level that they can understand
Yes.
what is important for them.
Right.
And I've also been, a teaching assistant, a lecturer, an adjunct faculty.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to people of different backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
just these. There are people from MBA backgrounds. There are people who are UX designers.
Mm-hmm.
They all are in my class, and
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm very comfortable talking to them
Mm-hmm.
in a language that each of them would appreciate.
Yep.
Right, a
Yep.
technical person would want to talk at a more technical, low level,
Yeah.
as was a product person wants motivationary, like a business.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty comfortable doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But in a corporate setting, um, you know, if I can empower my team and build
Mm-hmm.
these stable leaders, right, who can replicate,
Right. Yep.
kind of my vision,
Yep.
that would
Exactly.
kind of benefit as much as I feel that I when things are in my control, I
Mm-hmm.
know the ship is
Right.
going to go right. And I
Right.
don't know, for some reason it could sound arrogant, but I somehow
Mm-hmm.
I feel how that
Yeah.
I when I have the complete charge of things,
Mm-hmm.
I can deliver,
Right.
right?
Wonderful.
Versus too many moving parts and uh, things that are not in my control that I can't fix, that I work
Right.
around me to do.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm pretty comfortable, kind of wearing multiple hats.
Sure.
And that if that again goes back to my startup days grooming that I've had.
Yep. Yep.
So I can, to answer your question, I can do both
Yeah.
uh, based on the requirements and the need.
Well, that's
I
good.
would prefer to uh, address systemic issues
Mm-hmm.
organization as versus diving deep into one area. That's not a scalable model. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, and I think it's And thank you, Sridharan, for being here today and sharing these storylines with us, because there's a few gems that certainly stand out from our conversation today. And, one, of course, is the success story that you shared, but also, as we close the conversation and this potential for visionary, inspiring storytelling comes to the forefront. I'm just sitting here reflecting on the leaders we help with that. And even though it can feel scary, or foreign, maybe is a better way to say it, there's a little bit of an excitement around it when leaders realize I can share a vision and a and a mission or inspire others based on all of my decades of experience, and finally pull insights out of all the time I spent in the lab and make it turn into something that helps guide others where I'm going to now lead instead of, be in the lab. And so it's not an easy thing for everybody, but just the fact that you're open to that as an option of, being open to learning how to do great storytelling, how to be a good visionary, how to be inspiring, how to be motivating. Those are the qualities that I have found are important in leaders who are making that jump to that next level upward. And it's an exciting time to pull out some of your old stories and find new ways to use them as an inspiring message. So that's sort of some of the dots I'm connecting. Wow, there's so much value happening in this episode. If you're loving what you're hearing, feel free to download, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a review on YouTube or wherever you're listening to Red Light, Green Light. Now, back to the interview. Was there anyone in your early years who kind of influenced you or motivated you toward a certain path that you think back about, that person really had left a mark on me or mentored me or guided me? Is there a person you learned with or learned from?
There have been numerous people along the way who have inspired me, I would say, not mentored me per se. The one significant person that I still remember is my my preparatory class teacher. I was 7-year-old back then.
Okay. Yeah.
Who handheld me, pretty much. I remember a situation where there was a handwriting class where we are supposed to do the flowery writing, right? And we are supposed to finish, the alphabets A, the flower writing. And all I did was put circles and connect them.
Okay.
And so she kind of, during the lunchtime, she sat with me, taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
And then we didn't eat the lunch, and she waited for me to finish.
Oh my goodness.
When the students were sleeping right on the
Yeah.
desk. And then we had the lunch.
Oh, that's
so
great.
many situations, many scenarios. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many scenarios that she handheld me. I stood first in the class in preparatory.
Yeah.
And I got a book, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So she taught me, how to talk to the principal who would hand that book to me.
Oh my!
Did it.
That's so great.
So that's fun. And my mother and my father, to a certain extent, played a prominent role in my grooming, but they were not handled.
Yeah.
They have guided me along the way. And there have been other people, my friend.
Sure.
My neighbors also.
That's great. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Sounds like you might have been doing some coding without realizing it when you were doing your circles and your lines, right? Thank you, Sridharan, for being here with us today. It's been wonderful to get to know you and hear your stories and to see what's next for you.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. And as a closing note, I'd like to just reiterate that I'm a problem solver. And I know if you have problems, executive level problems, that you need, help with, support with.
Sure.
I can definitely bring value to that.
Yeah, where would people best find you, Sridharam, and if they want to reach back out and find you to have a conversation, what's the best way to find you online or elsewhere?
LinkedIn is definitely a quick way to connect. You
Yep,
can drop LinkedIn.
for sure. And we'll have it in our show notes and we'll have your name spelled correctly so we can be sure everybody can find you there as well. And yeah, reach out.
I'll drop in my email also.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful. Well, thank you, Sridharam, for being here. Thank you all for listening. This has been another episode of Red Light, Green Light, and we will be back with another guest next week. Until then, get out there, find an audience, get them from the red light of risk to the green light of go, and come back next week for more. We'll see you then. Bye bye.